Hello children, today we are going to study the first chapter from BEEHIVE class 9th, The Fun They Had. Well, the setting of the story is in 22nd century. Now this is 21st century and the author has imagined what would happen there in future. So it is about the schools in future, when printed books would vanish and children would be taught by a robotic teacher. There would be virtual classrooms or computers. Right, before starting the stories, first of all, I want to discuss the difficult words. If you use these words in your answers, it will help you fetch good marks in the examinations. Crinkly, with many folds and lines. Awfully funny, rather humorous. Stood still, were not moving. Gee, exclamation of surprise. Sent for means called. County inspector means local person whose job is to repair robots. Put it together means assemble. Loftily, in a superior way. Well, so now let's begin the story. There are 4 characters. Margie, Tommy, Margie's mother and county inspector. Margie is 11 years old and Tommy is 13 years old. In the beginning scene, Tommy finds a real book. Real book means book of papers where letters are printed. And they were very surprised to see, because they had e-text, right? They were very surprised to see real book because there were so many pages and the letters were not moving. It used to move there on screen, right? And he did not like the book. He even said it is a waste. Yes. Why? Because if one reads the book, he will throw it away. But on my screen there are millions of books available. Yes. So she asked him, what is the book about? He said, this is about a school. She was surprised to know school. Actually, she did not like school. And nowadays, she hated it more. Why? Because his robotic teacher was giving test after test in geography and she was always performing very poor. She scored poor marks. So her mother was perplexed and she sent for a county inspector. So when a county inspector comes, she was praying to God that he would not be put it together. As once when Tommy's robotic teacher was taken away, right? It took month to get it repaired. So she was praying that he should not be able to put it together. But county inspector assembled it in an hour. And he said like it was not her fault. Actually, the geography sector was geared higher, right? Geared up. So what he did, he simply slowed it down up to the age of 11, right? So he said that this is not her fault. Now things would be okay. Fine. So now he was discussing about the book. He said, like, this is not about the school you go or we go. This is about the school of the past. He said, about the past, what is difference? He said, actually, earlier time, there was an imposing building and children used to go to school together. The classmates used to sit in a classroom. They were taught by a manual teacher and their syllabus was also the same. Now, it sounded a little interesting. Like they sat together, they played together, they were taught by a manual teacher, their syllabus was the same. So she began to take some interest, right? He said, if you don't like the book, then you just give it to me. He said, no, I don't mean to say that. And meanwhile, she was called by her mother as it was the time for her school. So she was called by her mother, right? Her mother simply said that it's school time, and then he was also called. She went to school, and where was the school? The school was next to her bedroom, right? And her robotic teacher was already on and waiting for her and giving instruction to put the homework. She did not like that sector where she was supposed to put the homework. After putting the homework, she was lost in the thought about the past school and the fun they had. This is the end of the story, right? She is simply lost in the thought about all the fun, like children would be going together, sitting in the same classroom, taught by the same teacher. It would be great fun. And when a child doesn't know the answer, or a child doesn't complete the homework, he may be helped by other children. They might play together, so it would be very interesting. She is lost in the thought. At this only story ends. Well, you can think over it, which one is better, robotic teacher or manual teacher. And the author has tried to explain when there would be robotic teacher, what kinds of things would be missing. Like, they would not have interaction, they would be away from a lot of fun and learning and the social interactions. So on such things only